first day of class, we were introduced to this project. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the College Academy office. College Academy is the program that I'm in. It's a high school, college thing. So I knew that I would immediately be able to get people to participate. So I made this flyer and I gave a little description describing the school, right, that's in the red box, saying how the Gambia is a small country in West Africa. They relied heavily on donations and they didn't have many books available to them. So, and then I described how it would be a lasting impact, not just for the kids today, but for kids in the future. So I said we were awarding curriculum-based books, dictionaries, and encyclopedias. As you can see, I collected over 1,000 books. It was like 1,200. That is without like teachers participating. We got so many books. I was kind of shocked when I came on Friday, and it was just so many. So yeah, the research, education is so greatly linked to the prosperity of a nation and wealth and all of that. So the higher level of education available, the more wealthy a nation tends to be. So you look at America with high literacy rates and high levels of education versus the Gambia with low levels of education, and their wealth correlates.
We know, we all kind of went through the same process, but executed it differently. So the way we started was we did our research in our project, our research paper on poverty, which is actually one of my favorite parts of the project. Of course, the end goal was definitely the best, but it was really cool to see, like, because we had to do extensive research and like look into different resources like books and online websites and like that. It was really cool to see the not perspective, but the way that other countries are living, because I feel like in the back of our heads we know, but to really connect to a specific country, the Gambia, and see the way that they're living in poverty, like what I learned is 1 in every 4 households are living in poverty in the Gambia, specifically in food insecurity, which obviously has its effects on other things. So we know that the lack of education and literacy in Africa, but really in the Gambia, really takes a toll on the families. And when a country is able to open up an institution, whether for children, for adults, to learn, it really changes their own personal lives. It gives them a place, a structure in their lives. It gives them a place to be able to be filled with education. I think here it's easy to take it for granted. We kind of just like go to pre-K, kindergarten, first, second, third, middle school, high school, just like the normal process here, whether private school or public school. But it's really cool to see that difference. So I really like being able to do that research. And I kind of started the execution of collecting the books, like when you introduced the project to us. So at first I started contacting different libraries, and they sent me to like the head of the regional libraries, and I messaged different people, and I wasn't successful at all because I think you guys had the same experience. Most of the libraries were dedicated to donate already to certain organizations or schools. So I decided to take a different route and contact different parents, different moms that were my friends or like in the community. So you'll see in the video in a few minutes, I kind of just sent out mass text messages like, hi, all is well, collecting books for my social problems class. It was really warming to see that people that they have no connection to this class or to this project wanted to help. It was also perfect timing because people were doing spring cleaning, so like that totally helped out. But yeah, so I was able to collect 4 garbage bags and a big Amazon box full of books. And just so it's really cool to see that like we're able to take part in such a cool service learning project and mission to not only learn for ourselves, which we definitely did, at least I did from our project, but know that we're making a long-lasting effect across the world, to help build the first ever library and hopefully, we'll see the fruits of our labor, and people in the Gambia are definitely that. I hope to see the education level, literacy rates are gonna hopefully increase over there because of our efforts. So, yeah, thank you for introducing this project to us. It's a really cool experience.
Hello, my name is Jesus, and this is my project. So, in the introduction, I think living in the U.S. is something very fortunate that we all have the privilege of, especially for me or for a lot of people here coming from a third world country. It is something very different to see how experiences, how advantages we have over here than we have in a third world country. For example, for me, it is very amazing to see how education here works, how education here prevails, even though one might think it doesn't, coming from a country that usually it is very hard to be educated past the first level of education. So the purpose of this project was to collect as many books as we can, and as I see it, it was to collect as many books as we can in the simplest way possible. How easy and simple it is to collect something that other countries seem hard to have, like books. For example, Gambia. For example, in my stance, Venezuela, education is very hard over there. So something here, something simple as books, it is very crazy to see how people can join together to help the less fortunate. And that's why I created this slide that is like the inspiration that this project gave to me. It's like fulfilling this project really puts into perspective how easy it is to help the less fortunate when you bring together a community. Coming from Venezuela, the impact of this project left on me hits different. As something as simple as a text message helped me collect over 100 books in one day, I just imagine how much I can do for the people of my own country. This project inspired me to help my home country grow. As well as we all know, Venezuela has been going through a rough patch, a very long rough patch. And I think it is my opportunity to act on it. I already have reached out to a couple foundations back in Venezuela, and we are already planning on a food and clothing drive to recollect to send to my home country. So I feel like this is the end goal for a lot of projects in college. It's for you to find your inspiration, your own path, and I feel like we can learn a lot for this type of projects. Thank you.